Jesus, oh, yeah, oh, jeez.
Roll call, please. Cell phones off or on vibrate?
Bertel.
Here.
Herrick.
Here.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Peeler. Cramblett.
Here.
I make a motion, excuse Adam.
Second.
We stand for a prayer. Let's
Pray, O Lord, that we who serve your people in public office may have your blessing and guidance in our deliberations and decisions. We accomplish this evening will be just and beneficial to the people we serve.
Oh, you got the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think he's got to take a vote and have one person read it and everybody else just
It was
stand.
like a train
Minutes,
wreck.
please. Hey, who seconded the Peeler being absent?
I did.
Remember, Jamie, try to get these in your mailbox by Friday before the meeting.
Yeah, great. I have a question. Who's Fred Kelly?
I didn't get his last name. He was the gentleman that lives on Grant Avenue.
Well, his
That was
name's
in the audience.
Leon.
Leon?
Leon.
Okay, I'll fix that on.
I don't know his first name though. I don't know, John?
I think it might be John Leon.
It's Fred.
It's Fred, is it Fred
Because
Leon?
He used to live 2 doors up from my mom when that trip was still there.
Fred. I got Fred Gallo. Galleo is how I spelled it.
So maybe, is that what he said? Well, I'm going to
That
tell you
was my
something. I didn't know that was
interpretation.
Leon. I didn't know it until I was told later. But that was him, wasn't
I'll
it?
find out.
Yes, it was him.
Yeah, it was.
I'll find out.
Okay.
And I've got Fred Gallo, 216 Grant Street.
It is, and we took care of his problem this week. He's hooked back up to the sewer system. Everything's good to go.
Except for the payments.
Yeah.
I have a question about the motions. The one about, it says Councilman Bertel made a motion to enter a second executive session requested by Councilwoman Cramblett, seconded by Fitzgerald. All present voted yes. This second session was exited. All present voted yes.
Because I'm not in executive session
Okay,
to
there
get
wasn't a
info.
vote. There was no vote.
There was no vote.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, there was no vote.
Now, see, I asked Councilman Peeler, and he said there was yes votes on all four.
No, there was
Can't
no
vote in
vote.
executive
There
session.
was a motion to exit and seconded, but there was no vote
Okay, on which one?
on my, the second
Okay,
executive session requested by Councilman Cramblett.
okay. No one, no, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was,
So there was no 6-0 vote.
no.
Okay. Okay, I'll fix that.
I don't think there were any votes, 6-0, to come out of any executive sessions. I don't even think in the very end we did a
Yeah,
vote.
we did at the very end.
At the very end?
Then we come back, we.
Into a
motion to
regular
adjourn.
session.
Yes.
Okay. But I don't think we did a roll call to end any of the executive sessions we were in.
Well, Jeffers was in charge, so he,
Yeah.
Okay.
I left, I gave everything to Adam, and I had everything written out as to who requested to go in, who seconded, who requested to come out, and who seconded. But I don't think we voted.
We didn't. I think we're
No, because
supposed
I had
to,
that on.
but we didn't.
Sent me a text and it said that I should have, he sent me a long text.
Yeah, if you had the, well, he's not here, but if you had the paper.
Yeah.
I have one more thing for these minutes. The Economic Development Committee meeting, Councilwoman Fitzgerald checked into the Prepared Community Program, what she thinks would work for the village. Unfortunately, we were too late. We can't apply for it because you had to sign up for it back in November.
Okay. We can do that.
Anything else on the minutes? have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve with the changes that we discussed.
I'll second it.
Vote please.
Okay, Herrick,
Coach.
Herrick, Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Keeler, Cramblett, I know,
Yes.
and Bertel.
Yes.
All right, with me and Bob reported with me, I'm still getting beat up about the roads. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't pay nobody nothing. I mean, I'm out and about and all I hear is about the roads, roads, roads. And what timeframe is this company in?
This project should be done by the end of May, maybe beginning of June, but the time frame is, like I said, they have to put the curbs in before they can really do anything. And they have to have the curbs in before I can really do anything. And people just have to be patient, you know, this had to be done. First of all, you know, you don't want to start asphalting when they don't even have any asphalt. Asphalt just started coming out 12th of April. And like I said, they have to go back through and put the curbs in and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I don't know what else to tell you, but
I mean, why aren't they doing the roads, doing one section and paving and going on to the next?
because they don't have the curbs in.
So they're gonna do the curbs all at once?
They should have been starting the curbs this last week. That's what they should have been doing. So,
I mean, just going up North Hill now, that's new pavement up there and they're cutting into that.
well, that's something that had to be done.
Twister, I mean, I just want the people to know, you know, downtown, everywhere.
Well, as soon as we know what we
I
can
mean, I don't want people coming to us and tell us we got paid for broken shocks or tire rods.
tell them slow down.
You know, that's right.
I mean, you know, this is construction,
You know what we're
guys.
going to.
You know, this is construction. Okay, there's nothing really we can do. Okay, this is how it works. I mean, slow down. I mean, I hate down there on Murdoch. When I went on there, I blew a gasket myself. Okay, but you know, this is just what it is. Now, if we find out what we can use this money for, the $630,000, you know, which I'm hoping that I can do for these roads, because I'm going to have to do something with these roads. That's what I'm going to use it on. Going up Union and everything else, it's got to be redone. That's like a you know, you got to have a little thick skin there, Mayor. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. Okay.
I mean, people are coming, they can't get up Sinclair, they're coming down.
They can get up St. Clair.
They
They can
can.
get up, yes, you, they
Yeah,
can.
they
Oh, it
get
says
up.
road closed.
Oh,
Yeah,
it says
I know.
that,
No, but
you know
it's
what,
moved
you
way
can
off
go
to
up.
the side.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Bobby, can we take that sign out at the end of the day and move it to the side?
Yeah, that should be gone, actually, because I come down there every morning.
I do too. Because that's the problem. People are seeing that sign, then they're going down Union, and Union's a mess.
Yeah.
It's
And I
worse.
think if we can keep our traffic off Union, just the people living there should know that roads are bad, slow through, you know, the bad
Yeah,
areas.
I will make sure that is removed, and I came down this morning and went down. I don't, they have no more work there. I think they gotta pour one more catch basin up there, but I mean, nothing, you know, nothing that's extraordinary.
Right.
But Mayor, you know, I mean, this is just part of what has to be done.
Now, I understand, but what, you know, I'm out and about. You know, it's everywhere you go. I mean, I get out and about.
So tell them, so just tell them.
It's, I mean, it's easy to say yes. People are asking time frames and stuff like that. And,
I mean, you know, if they can't be patient, that's our problem. I mean, I'm sorry to say it like that, but I
I
mean,
knew
it's,
this should have been done years ago. You're right, but it wasn't. And we're taking the
I mean, once the roads are nice, are they gonna come back and tell
Right.
us how nice they are?
no.
Yeah.
Send your cards and letters.
I mean, like I said, you know, I know it's an inconvenience. It's like when you know, the work that I do, when we go into a school building and tear all the ceilings out and everything else, and the teachers have open ceilings and the lights are just suspended. It's an inconvenience, folks, but you just gotta live with it, okay? If it went on for 2 years, I would say, hey, Bob, what the hell? You know, it's been going on for how long? What, 3 months? Come on, 3 months. It's just not that big of a deal. If you want them to call me, call me. I don't care. I'll talk to them.
Don't take another round.
I mean, you know, I understand. I
You know,
know
it's
there's
easy
people
for you
out there.
guys to say this, but you guys
No, it's not easy for me to say it, Mayor.
And
I
get
told
it.
you to call
I get
me.
it. I mean, yeah, but I get it. I get the phone calls. I
You
get
tell
it.
me, hey, 275-7883.
It never answers.
Yeah, well, maybe I won't if you call.
Another thing, well, it's on my mind. Jack, your recreation committee, have you went around and checked playgrounds on what equipment is needed?
Not yet, Mayor, no.
I mean, playgrounds
They
are
want,
packed.
they want to tear that playground up on the hill down. I don't think they should yet.
Where's that?
The Alamont one, is that the one
Mark,
you're talking
that's
about?
got
Have you seen
Well,
anybody
no,
back
we
there?
don't.
Yeah, there's been kids.
There's some kids back there, so we kind of, I think we.
We
kinda
agreed
get away
last
with
time,
that.
if it's being used,
Yeah.
we don't want to take the equipment, but if it's
We
not,
just brought up the fact that we shut it down, or Yins did before I became on council. Yins shut it down, and I was just like, why are we gonna
We
just
didn't
leave
shut
it?
it
so-
down.
Well, we
The
just
sheriff's
took-
company shut it down.
We just took the, I think the back.
Well, let me
we
ask,
took-
here's what I'm asking.
we took
Do
the
we need
basketball
swings?
stuff.
Do we need, up the park? It was crowded today up there.
I'll get you a list by the end of the week.
I mean, with this ball fields going on, you got people coming down to the park now and playing on playgrounds.
Mayor, I'll
Going
get
out.
you a list by the end of the week. It's the most I can do for you.
do you want me to take a couple of them and go look?
I don't care. You take
Churchill
Churchill and the north. the ones
and
up-
Western, or
Huh?
the one on Western, or?
No, I'll get Western and I'll get the playground, the big one. Get the one on top of Deandale Hill. You know where that one's at?
No,
How
I
about the other
don't.
one, Jody Lynn?
On Deandale Hill.
It's way up in the.
Go all the way up
All
where
right.
Timmy lives
Okay.
and come back down that road all the way
Small
down.
one down there.
And it's right there on the left-hand side before you
Churchill,
go over the hill.
Deandale
Well,
Hill.
really, the easiest way to get to it is go to the
Did you
top of
write
the.
Reservoir Hill,
Go to,
Jody?
as soon as you get to the top of the hill, take a left. There's a road right there.
Yeah,
And it swings right by it.
It's right by Bert Coe's old house.
Yeah, you know where Janine lives up there.
Okay, and Reservoir Hill one?
Yeah.
You got that one? You want me
Yeah,
to
I'll
get?
get it.
You got that one? Okay, so I'm doing Churchill and Deandale Hill.
Bob, have you talked to Timmy about the shelter at Churchill?
Shelter at Churchill.
The kids are breaking the block on. It's going to have to be tore down pretty soon, or it's going to fall and hurt somebody. We were
No.
over the other day, and they're putting holes in the block that holds it up, and it's a safety hazard.
I'll wait till I get to recreation. I got some more stuff for you for recreation. I
Okay.
can't talk about that right now.
Bring it on now.
No, I'll wait till, because the little immigrants up there up on these roofs again, I got a camera and I got a bunch of pictures of these guys tearing shingles off. Are we gonna smack them on the hand or are we gonna make them pay?
Did you go down and say anything to him?
Oh, yeah, they know he's throwing shit at my house. No. They know where I live, they know who I am. I holler at them, they all jump off. They're all from down the bottom of North Hill.
That's all I have. Anything for you, Bob?
Yeah. I'm ready, Mayor.
I'm on
You got me sparred, buddy. Uh,
And I was just beginning.
The pool, we haven't had hardly anybody, we had nobody apply for the park manager job. That's gonna be an issue. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I was talking to Judy today, she says nobody's applying and
Yeah,
you only got 4 girls for lifeguard.
yep.
I have a question, Paul. Do they have to be residents of Mingo?
What, to do his jobs? No, not, well, I mean, we prefer them, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
but they
that's,
don't have to.
but at this point in time, they could be from, you know,
Usually
Afghanistan and
student
Swaziland.
girls will come down here and work more
Yeah.
here than they will up
Yeah,
there.
the Steubenville girls come down. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I thought about having Judy and then having, just have no secretary. But I talked to Kimmy today, she said she don't wanna do that. I mean, it's a job, you know, it's a job to do it. So she doesn't want the headache. So, any ideas, folks, you know, we're wide open. If you know anybody that's thinking about wanting to do it, maybe Tom, you know, he might wanna.
Somebody told me the other day, it's
Tom's
an
busy.
eye-opening stat that, what's the amount we're paying for the summer, like 3,300 to say?
I think it's either 32 or 42. I'd have to look at it, because we actually.
32.
32.
30 something,
32.
yeah.
So if you're talking about the park manager having to work there 7 days a week, from noon until 6,
No. No.
okay, what other hours? Monday through
They
Friday?
make sure it's opened up at noon. They can leave for a couple hours, then come back and make sure it's closed. That's all. You don't have to be there all day.
Yeah.
You got other people working in the park.
The important thing is to have competent employees.
You gotta have somebody, yeah, you gotta have somebody there that's that
Well, like
front
when
desk.
Karen was there, she also ran the front
Yeah,
desk.
yeah.
Took the money and everything.
I ain't talking about that.
So,
Yeah.
She made more.
What you're trying to say is you think that they need more money to be out there to.
well, I'm just saying, I
entice
brought that
folks
up,
to-
so listen, if that's the case, if you're working, what, 7 times 6 is 42 hours divided among 90 days, you're making like $4 an hour.
Well, I agree with Jack. I don't think you gotta be there 7 days, but I also
Well,
say
you know
that
it's gonna be bad because everybody else is closed
I
down.
also say that too, because like right now, you know, with the way things
Toronto's
are,
down.
you're gonna have somebody up there that can really handle that situation. Because I think we're gonna have some issues. Is Toronto not gonna open this year?
Huh?
They're not gonna open their pool this year.
No, it was in a paper.
Really? Steubenville no either, huh?
Steubenville they can't get
I think they
people.
only got 4 lifeguards too.
Well, whatever they're doing, they get
Yeah,
tons
that's about
of
the only
lifeguards.
one that.
Well, you know, Jack, can you even talk to somebody over there?
I've texted both of those guys that run the pool. I said, listen, we're hurting for people. We need some girls. You know, you have girls there. They have too many. Because they do 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 on a rotation. And they've got way too many. And I went over and see them guys. And I said, listen, we need people. Have them come over here. I mean, if they're not working that day, they want to pick up 6 hours. Have them come over, so I'll reach out to them again.
I saw where they're having a lifeguarding class in Steubenville in May. And I think that's a lot of the problem, you know, to take that lifeguard class. I think it costs them a pretty significant amount for,
I don't know how much it
Like
is.
at the YMCA or something for free.
I don't know.
I don't know, Jack, the way things are now, I don't know what, I don't know how you can get.
Well, we're community center.
Well, anybody has contacts or whatever else, anybody can bring some folks over here, because before you know it, it'll be open a day, like a month. And, you know, we don't,
Seniors is not the problem. You probably got a lifeguard for seniors. One of the seniors is gonna be a lifeguard. They're probably gonna charge us. There's a couple. So there's no problem there, I don't think. Anita said she'd help them out. Don't shake your head no, shake your head yes. I talked to her, no. Seniors, I
I
said.
heard you.
Okay.
Are we still having senior?
You're shaking your head this way.
But one of them was not certified. You gotta be certified. You tried that before, signing the paper. And I got shot down on that. Let's sign a waiver or release form. Can't do that. You can get,
Well, one lifeguard is responsible for what, 50 people? Is that what the ratio is up
I
there?
think it's based on.
So for senior swim, we should really only have to have one, and
Well,
the
that's all
one
we need.
had hers,
we would
didn't
only
she?
have to have one.
The one had her lifeguard, the one who
Wasn't
did it
Angelica-
year before
didn't Angelica
last.
have her?
Kathy Lesnansky had her, Kathy Flippo had hers. I think Benita had her. I don't know. But I talked to Benita, and Mary Louise, she did not do it, so I
Was Nancy, is she gonna come down there?
don't know, I haven't talked to
Her
Kathy.
certification, bring it out.
One thing you might consider, if there's a course, you might make an offer that says that we'll reimburse them if they work so many hours.
Pass and
If they pass and work X number of hours.
I know I read in the Herald Star that there was going to be a class offered in May. Do you remember that, James, by any?
I remember seeing the brief.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
think
don't
how
remember
long
the
ago.
exact date,
You know
but
what?
I
I may have taken a picture of it. God knows I take screenshots all the time. Because I thought, well, I wonder if we can get somebody into that class.
Okay, well, I'll just keep going down through this. We talked about the stimulus money. Like I said, there's going to be a virtual seminar on the 29th. Well, maybe they will finally tell us what we can use that money for. Like I said, it's right now water. And it's for sewer, water, and broadband. As far as I'm concerned, right now, you know, those roads. That's a storm sewer separation project. I don't know why we could not use that money to repair those roads at this point in time. But I'd like to have that confirmed. No matter what, I gotta fix those roads, so no matter what it's gonna take. We're talking about chip and seal. I think we have an ordinance for you guys to do, to allow me to go in agreement with the county to do some chip and seal. Actually, chip and seal is good in areas where there's not a lot of houses. And it works pretty good if you can get 2 or 3 coats of it down in 2 or 3 years. The road turns into a pretty decent road. And it's much, much cheaper. Raindrop, they were pushed back to the 7th of May. You will be here on the 7th of May to do our splash pad. Working on a list to mill and fill the roads right now. I said it's difficult to do that until I can find out what money we're going to have. I'm advertising for a driver. Received a list of the water department requests for infrastructure money. Also, I'm probably going to put $25,000 towards the county is coming up Wilson Avenue and from Range Road up into where the school's first entry to the school. They asked us if we would pay for that because that's our road. It's not the county road. And I said, yeah, we probably will. I'd like to go even further to the second entrance if I can afford it. Because that road always is messed up in between there.
It's a mess.
So that'd be almost like $50,000.
Are they gonna do something with that ditch there that overflows, that
Well, we
causes
clean
ice?
it. We clean it out. We clean it out a bunch of times. I'm pretty sure that thing's crushed in there if I'm not mistaken. But we go down there when it gets starting to flood. We try to clean it out. So
Just a little bit of debris hits,
Yeah.
blocks it up.
Oh, I know, it's a mess in the wintertime.
So anyhow, that's where we're at. Like I said, I hope the 29th we learn a lot about this money, so that I can start really planning, getting stuff planned to do. So that the mayor doesn't, holler about the roads or anything like that anymore.
Get them paid.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The individual was in here last time about his, his water bill and whatever else. Well, I'm not gonna go into depth.
Hey, by
But-
the way, you talking about that Fred?
Yeah.
His name is Fred Galea, Galea
I had that right.
Leone.
Galileo.
Fred Galea Leone.
Leon, it's just, that's Reverend,
Oh.
the priest up there, that's his stepson.
So is his last name Leon or Gallia Leon?
Probably both, like Fawcett Majors.
Wasn't Father Galileo Leon?
Fawcett Major.
Wasn't that his
Yeah,
name?
he was Leon, yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, anyhow, after doing some
Yeah.
research, and I'm not going to go into depth, but I wish I'd had the information prior to that. We're going to take care of it. He's on good favor with us. Let's put it that way.
I have a question about water bill, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm getting a really bad headache. Russ Coons, he owns a duplex on Valley Road. I guess the person that lived in there, he was running off of them, they left, and that's how he found out they were behind the water bill.
Mhm.
Do you ever send notices to the people who own that?
No, we do not.
Oh, okay.
And we are working on trying to send out to the people who are landlords and that's like double billing. That'll cost us additional money, but I think it'd be something good that we should possibly try to do.
Yeah, because he said if he would have, he finally tracked down that lady that owes Al that water
Yeah.
bill, and he's trying to get her to pay for it. Because I guess it's close to like a grand.
We have a lot of problems right
Yeah.
now with those.
Yeah, so, and I
That's all I'm
said,
gonna say. We have a lot of problems.
yeah, so,
And I'm,
we don't do that.
Bob, a lot of complaints about that church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't know what we do.
I said, the gas people must have been there today.
Yeah.
Because I saw that guy was calling somebody there, and he was parked, he had pylons and everything, but,
I don't know what else we can do.
They're looking at, they're boarding up everything as I asked. They said they have plans to have it come down, but at this time, it's not feasible for them to have it come down, so they're complying with boarding everything up.
I don't
That's
know
all I
legal
can-
actions we can do. There's no legal action we can take, correct? I mean,
Can't we do something civil?
would you say that it's a safety issue at this point in time? And can you-
I think you can, there's no problem condemning the building. I think we talked about this at length at the last meeting, the two options. One, if you follow through Brandon to the fire department, you can get it condemned, get order to tear it down, but the only way you can get it torn down is if you tear it down, pay for it. Then you can put it on their taxes, but realistically, you're never gonna see that kind of money. Now you could do a civil action to have it declared a nuisance, and I think we talked about that. But that's an extensive process that's gonna cost you some money.
It's a shame we couldn't have got the copper and stuff out of there and actually use that money to tear the building down if it was gonna evolve to this.
Can we file charge against the attorney?
No, you just file charges against the company.
Company,
He's the agent, he's the
Limited
agent for the-
Liability
For
Corporation.
the LLC, he's the agent for the LLC. But again, the problem is you can do all you want, but you can order it torn down, but you're not gonna get it torn down unless you're willing to pay for it, put on the taxes and accept that it's gonna cost you a lot of money.
I just can't believe it.
So we condemn it, which
Yeah.
we already have, and somebody goes there and gets hurt, we gonna be liable anyway?
You'll probably get sued, but no, you shouldn't be liable. I mean, everybody gets sued
Shouldn't?
for everything.
Shouldn't's
Well,
not a
Well, I
good
mean,
word.
I just, I don't know what else we can do. I mean, so why would we be
As
liable?
long as you've pursued it, you know, and made
You
it
got
effort.
a paper trail for this? I mean, that's all we can say, as long as we got a paper trail for it.
And I mean, you know, where you're gonna go do all the other bad properties that
We have-
are just as dangerous.
Oh, we got
I think
the
we actually went and did
outline
the church
and-
and boarded it up ourselves, which cost us some money because that plywood's expensive.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Very expensive.
So I think we're doing our due diligence as far as trying to
Yeah.
get it down. So like I said, I think our hands are tied a little bit.
I'll call that attorney tomorrow.
For the water, they got 878 meters have been put in. They have like 320 in stock. They sent out some Massey Laboratories samples. They had some routine oops calls. They're going to do the radio reads on April 21st. The manual reading is ongoing. Those have been posted. They had 15 homes turned off this last time. They had a leak on 151, which was repaired. Leak on Murdoch, which was repaired. That was a big one. 80,000 gallons per day, they estimated it as. Upgrading electrical service Legion Drive vault. There's 2 valves across Commercial Avenue they're going to repair. They have received the hydrant flow and pressure tester. Flushing has been delayed from early in April, but planned to commence in the next couple of weeks. They had a sewer repair on 111 Bryan Street. Water service line needs to be routed on Churchway. Auction company was there. We're looking at some of the equipment that we had just laying around. We'll possibly auction it off. And there's a problem up by Jack's house where we might have a possible water leak. They think it may be a valve or it may be a water leak. They're looking into it. So that's all I have.
Okay, well, yeah, as you mentioned, we rode up past that church the other day, me and Timmy, and he boarded the doors up and the windows on the bottom.
Yeah, we're doing what we can, folks. I mean, it is a shame that there's no thing that we can do immediately to some of these buildings. Just do it, even downtown, even downtown, and it makes us look really bad downtown.
We just need to bring a bulldozer in
Yeah.
and start on the one side of the street and just keep going.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, did you stop at the Kirk Dogs and ask him about that church?
I'm not seeing her yet, no. I called Gray Hall again, he said that she's not a trustee, so that's where you get into the gray area. She doesn't have any, she might be, went to church there, but she's not a trustee of the church.
Somebody was telling me the Smith that lives on School Way right there. He used to be part of it.
That was the black church.
That's the one.
That's what we're talking about.
That's the one,
Potter
that's,
Springs.
that's the one we're talking about
right
You
now.
gave
Yeah.
Wayne's report, right, Bob?
Huh?
You gave Wayne's report too.
Yeah.
Kyle, you have anything?
The only thing I have, Mayor, is we got 2 of the new raw pumps now running, but because the new raw pumps, you don't have any SCADA system, my plant is running without SCADA, which tells me what's going on when I'm sitting right here. And we really need to get a PO and upgrade the SCADA system. It has not been included from day one. I tried to get Thrasher to put it in with the big dollar amount, but they said they'd take care of it later. Well, now it's later and I have no SCADA system.
Where's Steve?
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I don't know why they did not include those variable frequency drives and SCADA
Even the new building.
in the new building.
Nothing from the new building. It tells me if anything is running, not running, flooding, whatever, there's nothing. The SCADA system that we have now is Windows XP. It's not even adaptable for the new stuff. and the price tag is pretty hefty to put a new SCADA system.
30,000.
Yeah. We have fiber optic that I went ahead and bought ahead of time while the electricians were here to run it over for us. So at least if we do get SCADA system, we can communicate between the two buildings.
We'll get it.
The
I don't know why it wasn't included, but we'll get it.
The SCADA guy is waiting on a PO to start building the boxes to be installed at the new EQ tank and the existing building to start the communication. I had him run the conduit from downstairs for the new pumps for the communication. Everything is being held up by a PO.
I'm waiting to see what this money can be used for. So,
If we're talking at least 2 months out now, that I have no SCADA system in the plant to tell me when something's broke. I only work 7 to 3. What's going to happen between that time and I come back the next morning is something quick.
so your original SCADA system is not working at all?
It's not working on anything new.
So do they have the stuff that's new operational right now?
They have 2 of the 3 raw pumps are operating as of today. The third one will go online Monday. But I have.
I wasn't aware of that.
Excuse me?
So I wasn't aware of that.
I have no data. My SCADA system has 3 red pumps, no data at all on them to tell me when they're coming on or off. Luckily, I have a camera that's shining down on the control box that says that a pump is on. But that camera is not on the internet, it's just at the plant.
We will work on the SCADA, okay?
Thank you, Bob. Feel any better.
Anything else, Kyle?
The raw pumps are VFDs. They wanted to run one raw pump up to 40 hours constantly at a variable speed and maintain a constant level in the wet well. The problem is, there are 2 other pumps next to them that if they do not run in sequence, the gravel from the first one goes into the plumbing of the second one and we'll plug it up. In one day, we got a coffee can and a half out of a pump that wasn't running because they had it set just to run one pump on VFD at a variable speed. The flow stayed exactly there, but all the gravel went into the next pump. I made them switch it over to switch from one to the other like the old system. They have it set up to where it runs 60 megahertz full blast. Right now it's running at 40 megahertz. So it will pump down and shut off and say number 2 come on. It's saving money, but it's not a full VFD system because our plumbing in the basement, all the gravel's going into the next one and the next one. The way it's set up right now, they can have one run for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, tell it to shut off, go to the next one. But this is all full blast stuff like the old stuff.
Well, it shouldn't be that way.
I know it shouldn't. But I
Has
pointed
anybody
this
ever
out at the
contacted you about
beginning.
this?
No. I'm just hearing this is the first time I'm hearing
You're in
this.
the dark?
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Jesus Christ.
So I will get a hold of Thrasher. I will get a hold of their engineers. But this is the first time I'm hearing this.
We had the meeting today
Okay.
with,
Well, but how long have you known this?
as long as Mr. Ruckman.
Oh, okay. As long as Mr. Ruckman. Okay, then I guess Mr. Ruckman then should be in here reporting it to me then.
Supervisor, everything, and he tells you.
Okay, well, I'll remind Mr. Ruckman that he probably should have reminded me.
I really don't like getting in trouble for any of this. I'm just trying to point out the problems and the mistakes for the install of this place.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'd like to know it. I'm finding it out now.
We just had a discussion today with Scott.
But you've known the problem has been there for a while.
I've had one pump running for 7 days, and the other one started up on Monday. So that's how long I've known.
Okay,
It's been less than 7 days since I knew what was going on with these pumps.
okay. I will make some phone calls. That variable frequency drives do exactly what you're talking about. That's why they're called variable frequency drives.
They're supposed to throttle down,
Yes.
throttle up, and only one run at a time. But our plant's not designed for one to run at a time because it's daisy chain to the next one, to the next one. Anything number one does is poured into number two if it does not run.
I said I will make a call.
Okay, so
Fran, let's see if she's on.
You okay?
Yes, she's.
I don't know yet.
She looks a little pale.
Go with your little
Yeah,
firehouse.
yeah, go to the firehouse. She looks pale. She looks pale.
She said she had to go good.
All right, Mayor, let's go.
Anything else,
So,
Kyle?
baseball game coming on.
I have a lot more, but that's enough for today.
That's the other thing. If you have things to say at these meetings, how come Wayne is not coming up here and reporting what you have as the supervisor?
I actually asked Mr. Ruckman if he would be at the meeting tonight. He said yes, he would. Then halfway through the day, he decided he wasn't coming. Mr. Ruckman was going to bring up to you about the SCADA system and the field and all that stuff.
Well, I know about the SCADA system, how much it costs and everything. I know about that. I know that much. I did not know that we were already operational and we were having issues. That's the only thing that upsets me. I didn't know. But Mr. Ruckman was here and I asked if they had any questions about water or anything, and they didn't have any, so I just
call
said.
him every morning at 7 o'clock, telling him what's going on that day and what's happening. The guy
Okay.
knows everything I'm talking about. Is it my responsibility to go over him and directly talk to you because it's not working that way? Or should I stay with my immediate supervisor?
Now you know the answer to that question.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. Do I talk directly to you?
No,
Mark?
you talk to him.
That's what I do. He will verify everything that I just said.
Tammy, please note in the minutes that Jags passed out the budget.
Yeah, I got it.
I thought you was gonna stop at that. I was gonna say Jack's passed out too.
2021 budget.
Okay,
Mayor, may I say one other thing?
yes.
I got a ride in the ambulance on Sunday, and I would like to thank the fire chief personally. It's the first time in 30 years that I ever got administered the medicine I need before I hit the emergency room. He got out of bed, met us down at the church on St. Clair, and gave me the Medrol that I desperately needed before I got to the hospital. I would definitely like everybody to know that guy is the only one out of all the paramedics that had the ability and the right to administer the medicine.
But they are doing a good job. They are.
Glad you got taken care of, Kyle. They are. I mean, I can't tell you the number of life flights. I had one fly over my house this week.
They've had a few.
Oh, they've had a lot.
I know I saw them down at the ball field down Pony League.
Mr. Huggins, do you have anything?
I just handed out the budgets. I did get something that said, make the council aware of this, please, from the Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control. This is notice that all permits to sell alcoholic beverages in your political subdivision will expire on July 1st of this year. In order to maintain permit privileges, every permit holder must file a renewal application. The code provides the legislative authority with the right to object to a renewal of a permit and request a hearing. The hearing may be held in the county seat of the county in which the permit premises is located. If that request is made in writing, this will be your only opportunity to object to anybody renewing a liquor license. So
All permits expire July 1st.
July 1st. So
I think that's for all businesses, that the city has to be aware of the permits in here.
So we may want to. Do
She
you think
okay?
we ought to tell like the places that?
No, you get a letter, everybody got a letter that you have to.
Excuse me. That's why he was here.
Shoot.
Yeah, Shootsy. He
Sorry. Jeff,
he wants to get a permit. You gotta ask. I told him you gotta ask you guys.
You know what, I'm starting to think about it. I don't have to get it. It don't, people can bring their own, can't they just leave it in
That's
their car?
different from this. He'd have to file a permit on his own.
Yeah.
This is for all the businesses.
I understand, but he wanted to sell liquor at the shelter houses.
He'd have to give it.
I thought about it.
I understand that.
I
That's
think
why
I'm
I told
gonna
him he gotta come
backpedal on
see
that.
you and the chief.
Because Friday's already did that.
Yeah, he has to still apply.
Yeah, you have to.
You gotta
apply.
send in you gotta send in a diagram and everything, where you're gonna have it and all
Yeah,
that.
you get a temporary
But
permit.
Yeah.
the more and more you think about it, you know,
I think I'm gonna backpedal on it. I don't think I'm gonna do it for the 30th. We're gonna have a car show. We did without it before. I mean, people, if they bring their own drink, they can drink it at their car, can't they? If they bring a little cooler.
Pour it in a cup.
Yeah, we know nothing, right?
Right, the only other thing I had that I saw
I think
here
that's
in my
easier.
drawer was that, from Brandon, about Mingo Safety Forces #1, grievance 21-2, grievance 21-3, grievance 21-4. That's something to be brought up here in council or outside? Okay.
I just have to, according to your contract, when I get those, I have to give a copy.
That's
on
fine.
file to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You want me to go?
anything else? So,
Here, Coop, pass
anybody
it.
got any questions on the budget?
Pass it down the line. Make sure the mayor gets this one. Look at this, what's going on. Fossil's gonna play.
On Monday? On Monday, huh?
Fossil's gonna play the car show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, how much are you paying Vance?
It's on Monday.
Whatever their fee is. Everybody's got a different fee.
Pat's copy.
I'll check with this band, they're the best band in the valley by far. A friend of mine's the guitarist, and I'll see what they charge. Well, how much, what's the time frame?
Is that for May 24th?
Well, for whatever, I mean, well, yes.
Yes.
And that last reflections, I could fill in somebody for July 26th. I don't have to have them twice. I just threw them in there twice because
Well, I hope you get some people up there this time. These are all on Mondays, huh?
Mondays, yeah. Except for the car show, it's on Sunday.
I hope you get some people there this time. I know you give it your best effort, but
I'll put it on the positive page, Jeff.
Make sure he gets a list of paper.
Hey, if Moonwalkers want to come back, I just haven't talked to you, so I didn't know if they were still.
You got any copies?
anymore.
Charlie's up at Berkeley. No,
All right, yeah, we'll get back, Jeff, we'll get back to you.
All right, I'll give you mine.
Ernie, you have anything?
No, I don't have
Okay, Police Chief Mackenzie's not here. He's starting to work more now, and he asked to be excused tonight, but he did say he's got 2 applications. So they're starting to work a little bit overtime, and, you know, with the crew they have, they're doing a good job. So, I know, they had it on a Mingo, the positive page today, about the all full-time and part-time. I don't know if you guys got that or not, did you, for the police officer?
The last meeting.
You got, because what they put on, and it's been shared by Jaggers and a few other people, application, police department requirements, you know, but it's on Facebook and then it's on the Mingo positive page, which is being shared by a few people, and you get that out. Yes, Mr. Patel?
Will you check with the chief tomorrow, see if he contacted Sheriff Abdullah, maybe help answer calls down here?
Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
coming in.
Fred's working.
He is.
Huh? Fred's working? Who's his bell?
The girl,
Chief Deputy
yeah.
Susan.
Chief deputy,
Yeah.
okay.
Susan.
I mean, we need to help probably down here, you know,
Hey, Jeff.
right now.
Jeff,
Yes, Joe.
that May 24th, that's a Monday.
I'll get back to him. Sorry.
I just,
Yeah.
Willie had mentioned having to go to chief's school before, and I just wanted to know if there's a time frame on that, when this is going to happen. Brandon, do you know anything about
He's scheduled for that. He's
Yeah.
scheduled for it.
to go away?
I'm not sure for how long, but it's already, they got him scheduled,
Okay.
so I'll let you know when.
It's like 40 hours, something like
I just wanted to make sure we didn't
Yeah,
lose sight of it.
No,
I think it's a weekend thing, eh?
40 hours, Monday to Friday. It's a state new mandate thing.
so, and, So, yeah, he's working, like, he'll be in tomorrow, working 12 hours.
Get the grandfather.
They're
Yeah,
doing
that's
a
what
good
he told
job.
me today,
Yeah.
12.
Brandon, you got anything?
Couple. List of properties. I didn't add the ones that are already condemned in the village, because we can't really do nothing to those unless we tear them down ourselves and things like that. So I have a list, but I'd like to do, I guess, a little more. I'll give it whoever wants it, but I'd like to have an email from somebody so I can do a little more securely. So we're
You
not.
can send it to me.
Because when I'm gonna start adding, like, when I do have already, actually, we go to court, they're cited and stuff, I don't like to have all that. You get in their rules and regs with the state and court docs and everything else, so. I'll get the email. Does everybody have a village email for us?
You know what? Kyle's gone already. I can't get into my village email account. I'm having an issue. I said something to Michael.
Do you have a Dropbox? You use Dropbox or Google
No,
Docs?
I have a
What I can
two
do
different
is,
work emails.
because like a lot of these are repeat offenders, so like let's just say address blah 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 blah, it's high grass. Go 7 days, they cut the grass. 2 weeks later we go back out, it's high grass again. So we have a lot of repeats on the Google Docs, which I'll set up for whoever's computer savvy. So every day when I go in there, when I update the list, you can see it's continuously updated instead of me tanning over every week 10, 15 pages. It's current, and it'll have, they've been cited, they've been warned, how many times. It'll just be a whole cross document instead of just like
Like an Excel spreadsheet
Correct.
of some sort?
correct.
You can send that to
But
me.
when I update it, when you look and you log into it, it'll update for you. So it'll be as up to date. But when I put it in there, it'll have obviously their name, address, and I'm going to start putting a lot of other information in there. So. But I've also done the trying to be nice. I've been knocking on doors. Instead of sitting there trying to type everything out and all this knock on the door, hey, you need your grass cut, you need to do this, you need to do that. I said I'll give you 48 hours before I had to send a notice out. So I'll go back in the morning, next 2 mornings, now round around, and a lot of people's been very compliant. So.
Good.
Education, they don't really know we have ordinances for property maintenance, new people coming into town, so educating a little bit. I had a lady last night burning massive amount of books. She had books for like 50 years. She's in her backyard in Montgomery Lane burning them. There's black smoke rolling everywhere. So I told her she moved here, we have ordinances and things like that. So, oh, I'm sorry. So trying to knock on the door a little bit and educate might go a little long way. So, but I'll give you this later, and then I'll update. I'll make a thing for you to log in.
Thank you.
Safety forces, per the contract, I do have to submit the grievance, talk to the mayor. You guys obviously know who the grievance is from. Got 3 of them after I got the one. One actually made it to the mayor because I rebutted it. The mayor got it. I told the mayor, hold off, we're going to have a union meeting, which I'll give this for the mayor's copy of council. We did have a union meeting on 4/22. I've read all 3 grievances and the union members voted. There was no merit or justification for the 3 grievances, so we squashed all 3 of them. So the ones he has now, and the one the mayor has doesn't have to rebuttal. The ones that I have now don't have to rebuttal. You squashed all of them, and you guys can have this. Kevin typed this nicely too. So I'll give you this now, so before I forget rolled up. Okay, 1 second. This is the same.
Brandon, how about the buildings downtown? Do you do?
Yeah, they're all condemned. A lot of them are all
Okay,
condemned.
now, the other one that causes a lot of problem is Vasages.
The pigeon.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all over the sidewalks. People have to go out in the street to walk.
We get out.
And he did have something up there, but it wasn't
He took it
in
down.
the right, and, and there's areas where they're going inside the building. I know, fortunately, like Timmy went down and hosed off the sidewalks.
And usually if the mayor calls me, I send a truck down and them guys spray it off, but I'll make it.
But I think he should have some responsibility, not go, oh boy, the fire department's gonna
Well, I
help
told
us out.
him that he had to make sure that was boarded up and approved. I said, I can't help with the pigeons getting on the roof, but they can't get in and out of the building. I said, that's probably where they're going. I said, I don't sit down there with binoculars all day and look for the pigeons, but I was like, you have this on the sidewalk, pigeons are in and out, you need to board up the windows. He did take care of it a little bit, now it's a problem again.
Right.
So I'll make that contact
And
with
same
him.
way with the old Avalon, that's,
Well, that's been purchased,
yeah, I know that.
so that's,
That's about where it went too.
well, yeah, I know who purchased it, and we don't want that. So, another thing too, people watch the news, I was part of the county team that went on the bridge, for that new bridge in Brilliant. Also, Assistant Chief of Brilliant passed away, Gary Fellows, over 50-some years in the fire service. Old Porky, Jack knew him really well. So, Fire Chief of Brilliant called me yesterday morning to ask me for our help, help cover their calls for the next 2 days, starting tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, 16 hours tomorrow, and during their funeral services. Talk to them. We've always helped each other, especially when Mr. Herrick passed away. They all come up here and helped us. So, you're going to see some crews here. You're going to see an ambulance and a fire truck in Brilliant. Everybody's donating their time as far as this if they're off duty. It's something we do. There's no overtime, no quarterlies, nothing. I've probably got 12 to 15 people in the department willing to donate their time. So we're going to go down there and help them out. It's actually at their firehouse. You're probably looking 300, 400, 500 people in this visitation. It's going to be a very big job.
It's really cool that you guys do that, Brandon.
I was part-time when Mikey passed away, and I lived here for 7 days straight. I didn't go home, but I had people from Columbus Fire, New Concord, all the way to Troy, everybody in Jefferson County. So Hutch asked me to help just do that for them. So they're doing their funeral visitation, they're doing their honor guard stuff. They shouldn't have to worry about any of that. So we're going to cover their calls as well as ours. But we always get down there and help them all the time anyway, so it's not going to be, you're just going to see a truck down there in Brilliant. So, but everything's free as far as on our end. We're helping them out, doing what we can. The last thing I guess is hiring a full-timer to put out there. We didn't get anybody outside because it's hard to pick people, really. As far as even Wintersville, they were hiring 6 and they had a struggle to try to get their 6. But, do have my full-timers in mind, so whenever we get a green light. Whoever I hire, 1 or 2 eventually, in the next couple months, both want to go to medic school, both are young, both are single, both live within a matter of 5 minutes from here. So medic school will be paid for by the Union Plus program, so it doesn't cost the village anything.
When will we get the okay to hire?
No, we and Brandon's going to sit down and we're going to, after we see what situation we're in and where we stand, it's going to be.
So we're looking at a service garage person and a fire and police.
Yes.
Yeah, any police.
And let's not forget our pool and our pool manager and
I hope we hear somebody.
Since we have an opening in the fire department, we don't do just tell them okay.
Okay, you have a vacant
We have a
position.
vacancy, and we got a guy that's on LML, whatever he's on, I don't know what the hell he's on.
FMLA.
FMLA, yeah. I can put with us a couple more words in there too, but can't we just tell them to hire somebody? I'm talking to you.
I know you're talking to me.
I don't want to
Me and
point.
Brandon just going to talk, Jack.
Oh, you and Brandon's going to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine,
Yeah.
Mayor, but,
You invited, if you want to come down, you can come down.
no.
I mean, we're here during the day, come down. You don't have to go golfing.
I'm
you
going
come
golfing
down.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
bother.
exactly right.
I'll take him Bobby Smith.
That's right, somebody, leave me alone.
My caddy tomorrow.
I think more than welcome to come down here, see how the water department runs, see how they're working up there, see what kind of trouble they're in up there. Come on down for a day, help them out up there. They need help up there too. Anything else you want to ask me?
Yeah, you won't come up and help me cut grass in the park? No, I figured you would.
Anything else, Brandon?
That's all I have.
I expect her to take these kind of notes. I see why she has problems.
Mr. Huggins, anything on finance? I know Adam's not here, but you said something about an ordinance. Bob,
Yeah, we need an ordinance to allow me to enter into an agreement with Jefferson County engineer for chip and seal.
Have the ordinances? He's the chairman.
Oh, you have the ordinance?
Yeah,
He did it
Third
today.
reading on one of them. We have a third reading?
Yeah, and then we'll table it or whatever else. The third reading is the one to get the additional money, which we're not gonna,
Can we do it with Pat and Adam both out?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Give one reading,
How about mine?
one reading,
That's it, can't get it.
yeah.
Oh, then I'll have to wait till next time to actually enter into an agreement with them.
Yeah,
You guys want a copy of these? I can read it.
Go for
go
it.
ahead, James.
Do something.
Ordinance 2021-8,
You need
an
5,
ordinance
don't you?
authorizing the village
Five, let's do
administrator
5.
to enter into an agreement with the Jefferson County engineer to chip and seal various streets within the village.
That's 3 weeks away.
Be it ordained by the village
I know,
council of the village
that's what I'm saying.
introduction. Village administrator is hereby authorized to enter into an agreement with the Jefferson County engineer to chip and seal various streets within the village of Mingo Junction. The ordinance shall be enforced in effect from and after the earliest date allowed by law.
Do you want to try and meet down here?
I'll just see, I'll
the
talk
next
to him.
couple of days, like at 6 o'clock for the reading of this, if it's
I'll talk to
something that
Brandon
needs-
again, you know, he's pretty lenient, he knows that we're going to agree pretty much.
Yeah. We need a final reading on the other one.
Yeah, there's another one up there for if we had to get a supplemental loan for the storm sewer separation. But we're just gonna have it sitting there, but I think we're gonna table it. You know, we're not gonna act on it.
Did you find it, Jags?
And this is all 2021-8.
They have a copy of
With
it?
a bunch of copies of it.
I'm really not too worried about it. I know we should probably do the reading on it. What happens if we skip a meeting and not read it? It's still, they can read a third one the next time, correct?
just table it. Table it till.
Table it now?
Yeah,
table
just
it
make
now.
a motion, just make a motion. to
Table, if you don't have it,
I don't
yeah.
have the other one, I don't know.
Do you know the ordinance number by chance?
2021-7.
I make a motion we table 2021-7.
A second.
Vote.
I have a copy of it.
You want to
We
read it?
did one reading on 323 that I marked.
We should have 2 readings on it already.
Second reading.
This
Yes.
should be the 3rd reading now, right?
Baker,
Yes.
Patel.
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Oh, she had it, you could have read it.
Yeah. You want to read it?
Yeah, I can.
But if we had it, you just
A
could read it.
resolution
Yeah.
authorizing the mayor of the Village of Mingo Junction to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund, WPCLF, agreement on behalf of the Village of Mingo Junction for construction supplemental loan of wastewater
Jody,
facilities.
you only have to read it by title only, by the way.
This was the title.
Yeah, I know, it's a long
It's
title,
long.
but just.
I was almost to the end. I had one more sentence.
Sorry.
And designating a dedicated repayment source for the loan.
Okay, I still make that motion to table that, since we didn't vote on it yet. You second?
Yeah.
So we had a second reading on this one on 4/9.
Yeah. 3rd reading tonight.
Or 4/13.
motion to table.
Let's see, what is that, 27th?
27.
13.
So it was the 13th, I'm pretty sure.
And Jody just read 7.
They had a 3rd reading on this and then it was tabled. Jack made the motion to table
Did
it.
you vote on tabling it?
I haven't voted on it
You
yet.
haven't voted it, so you need to vote on it.
Third reading on 7.
So we had a third reading today and then we tabled it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we need a roll call, right?
Yes.
Yes. Baker,
Yes.
Patel.
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Fitzgerald.
Yes.
This other one still needs 2 readings?
Still
Mm-hmm.
need 2 readings at the next, whatever, yeah, next meeting.
Well, we'll just forgo the rules next meeting, correct, on that one?
Yeah, you can suspend and
Yeah.
give it, you know, you'll give it a second, and you can suspend the
Yeah.
rules and give it a third.
You don't need a copy now.
Of this? Yeah. I just didn't want to leave during the council
Okay.
meeting. I figured I'd do it at the end and stick them in everybody's.
Mr. Herrick, anything on safety?
I've been keeping an eye on Eleanor, and it looked like traffic-wise and parking-wise, they're doing a pretty good job there. And I talked to Willie today, and I've always kept in touch with Brandon, and everything's going along pretty good for the departments, except once again, we need, every time we train policemen, they're gone. Possibly another one's going, so we'll see what happens. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Yes,
I have something on safety. I don't know if it's in our ordinance. Are we allowing basketball hoops
I know
in the
what
middle
you're
of main streets? Like I seen one on McClister, and that just don't seem
I
very
think it's the same
safe.
thing, but they're on
Oh,
other
I know
roads.
which one you're
They're on
talking
other roads
But that's
too.
what I'm at. That's what I'm at. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not just picking.
Until we
There's
get,
other and other.
probably until we
streets.
get complaints, you know, from pedestrians or vehicles.
Like my neighbor had
That's
one.
that
up
one
in-
right here too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my neighbor had one up, and Joey told him that he could put it on the side street, but not on the main
And
street.
there's one down the bottom of North Hill.
Yeah.
And they're-
Well, that one that they have over here is, I've seen it 3 or 4 times. It's on the sidewalk.
Right.
And they're good. When they see cars coming, you know,
I just wanted to bring it up, Coach, because I don't know if we have an ordinance if
No.
you're allowed basketball, you know, hoops in the middle of
I
the
don't
main
know if we ever
streets.
addressed that while I was here. Have you ever addressed
That's
that
all
while
I
you were here?
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Jody, anything on service?
No, not at this time, no.
Mr. Herrick, anything on street lights?
no.
All right, Mr. Bertel, water and sewage.
No, Bob covered almost everything for water sewer.
Recreation.
Yeah, the cemetery, they cut the cemetery with super up there. I don't know how Tim and them guys do this, but they do it. To me, it just looks wonderful up there. I helped cut grass over the park today, or yesterday, I will get you a list of what we need. And while I'm talking about recreation, I'm gonna ask him a question back there. Upper recreation. Did you know that guy that up on Charlotte? The guy's running a junkyard?
Yeah, we knocked on the door and told me to get that stuff out. If you don't have it
Oh,
out,
God,
get it.
it's out in the alley now.
Yeah. Sitting right on the, it's, I don't know where he collects it all from, but
His cousin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I had to bring that up.
Is that true?
Your cousin.
Yeah.
That's just what I was just saying, you're talking about my cousin.
That's all I had, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Biggs, anything on health and pension?
No.
Jody or Mark, anything on senior citizen?
No.
Not at this time.
No, Fred says everything's going good.
Jack, anything on negotiations?
Yes. We're done negotiating. They settled on what we talked about. We almost got it all typed up. I get it typed out of it. I think the mayor's gonna sign it. I think that's the only one's gonna sign it is you. So as soon as he signs it, it'll go into effect. Try to go into effect. Ah, God damn. Colonia.
With Jaggers too, is that what you're saying?
Oh, man.
Ernie, Mayor, and the union
You
president.
all right?
You stomach?
Yeah, I just,
No,
sure,
it's
she's
something.
telling me there. Hold
I
on.
did that the other day, man.
Want a Band-Aid?
I slit my finger wide open. Not on that, but somewhere else. Just running across something. I didn't know I was bleeding.
No, I ain't
Somebody
saying
goes,
nothing.
somebody bleeding here?
I like to have it for some month, if we can.
That's when, next.
It's Monday.
Huh?
First of the month is come Monday.
What? I'd like to, I said.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna be here.
Where you going?
I'm on vacation.
You saw me come back.
I can sign it anytime, but I'm not gonna be here. I want you to know I'm gonna be back till the following week.
Okay, well, the council's already voted on what we voted on. They accepted what we voted on.
Okay?
I mean, there's
You will-
really no-
You will need to pass an ordinance at some point.
Okay. I'm just trying to slow down the overtime a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Jody, anything on economic development?
No, not at this time.
No.
Mayor, sorry.
Yeah.
I will contact the other union. I'll send them a letter. We'll start negotiations there pretty soon. I think they expire in July,
They do.
so it'll probably be me and Adam and Mr. Smith.
Okay. Jeff, you have anything?
Yep.
You missed us.
You know, we appreciate
You
this.
missed us. That's why you came back.
Jeff,
Cross off the beer part.
appreciate you doing this. So, I mean, people enjoyed the ones who came last year. They did bring whatever and sat their lawn chairs.
2 years ago.
And you had, oh yeah, 2 years. That's right.
Like I said, I hope you get people up there this time. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
maybe.
just a shame.
That's
It's just a shame.
If you put free beer up right here, see
Yeah.
they show up.
Oh, I took a
Yeah,
picture of that
sure, I get
already. I
away
didn't even
free
see
beer.
that beer on there. I'm gonna have to take that off.
Bob, I want to go back. I know I mentioned that I was looking. We'd like to get a sweeper.
Hey, it's amazing you mentioned that, Mary. You know, you must have ESPN.
I'm watching your mind go.
Yeah, it'll be here tomorrow for a demonstration.
Okay. That's one of my-
It's about $176,000. So you know, I'm not too wild about purchasing one at this point in time.
2% interest.
Yeah,
Into
it's-
these streets.
I mean, we got $90,000 earmarked for it, and you know, there's a payment plan I could get on it. So you know, it's something we'll think about. It's just you know, we're in debt a little bit with this storm sewer and all this, and you know, I don't want to get us too far in debt where. I mean, we're doing very well at the water plant and stuff like that. They're taking quite a bit of water.
Can they take our old one for a trade?
It's not even worth it. They
Okay.
said, you know, they were throwing like a $10,000 bill, maybe possibly, and you know, and it still can suck up the gravel. If I do chip and seal, I can take that one around and just suck up all the additional gravel.
It's not like the old one, is it? Is it 3 or 4? I mean,
You know, I've not seen it,
okay.
but I know it's a wet one. I mean, you know, it actually uses water too. So I don't know. You know, I have a hard time pulling the trigger on something that expensive.
We know if it's got what I was talking about, the 1 million about a leaf sucker on the back end.
So, you know, I don't know, Mark. I really don't.
That'd be kind of nice if it did.
If you're around, tomorrow, because I won't be around tomorrow. Timmy said, and I asked him what time, and the guy didn't give us a time. He just said he'd be down here tomorrow. So if you want
Where's
to
he
take a
going
look
to, like
at
the
it,
service garage, or is he
I
coming
don't.
down
You
here?
know what?
or-
I have no
They
idea.
usually bring it to the service.
I would think that he'd go to the service garage.
That's where they always-
So if you want to take a look at it,
No?
you know, anybody wants to go up there, I can have Timmy call you
Okay.
and say, come up and take a look at it.
Another thing that me and you talked about for a while was the painting of the senior citizen.
Mr. Jaggers, please tell the people to submit that estimate.
Well, the
Anything else, Mayor, that I'm on top of for you?
The one is way too high.
Anything else?
No,
Oh, the one was way too high. Yeah, get the other guy, but I hope he's not
Our
using.
own employees said they can do it, you know, wouldn't be a thing, but I mean,
I don't want them using watercolors. You know, just-
give me I mean, you know, those are my two things, sweeper and that painting.
I got you.
You see
That's after the roads, Mayor. That's after the roads.
Way high.
Way high.
Yeah, one of them was terribly high. I forget. I still have it, Jax. I keep carrying it around.
Anybody have any old business to take care of? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
Is that a second?
I'm gonna go make coffee.